Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment. Today is Friday, July 14th, and it's Game 1 of the second half and Game 1 of the Sean Casey era as the Yankees took on the Rockies in Colorado. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Ay caramba. Ideally, the Yankees would have swept this series to start the second half on a positive note, and things got off to a good start tonight, but they did not end very well at all. First game of the Sean Casey era, and we saw more of the same from the Yankees offense, which, we got 8 hits, but still only 2 runs in Colorado, and nothing after the second batter of the game, Giancarlo Stanton. So I was as interested in watching Casey as I was in the game, honestly. I want to see what kind of energy he brought. If his reputation that preceded him of, hey, yeah, bro, and just kind of that Nick Swisher type of vibe, the mayor that everybody loves, would translate. And we definitely saw him, excited on the bench and showing some energy. He looks a lot like Commissioner Gordon from the Batman vs. Superman movie. The J.K. Simmons character with the mustache looks just like him. But offense didn't help him out tonight. A couple of other big stories. If you missed the game, Aaron Judge took BP today. He did some running in the outfield. The ligament is still torn, but he's wearing a special piece in his shoe called an orthotic, and he's treating it with medication and just hoping to play through the pain. He said he felt something, but it was definitely manageable. I can't imagine him running too well the rest of the season, and in fact, I hope he doesn't push it, but we need some offense. If he could get in there and mash and just run at 70%, most guys in this league and most guys on this team, unfortunately, run at 70% anyway. So we need his offense. Hopefully he's back out there soon. Second start of Carlos Rodon's career with the Yankees. And not great. He went 5 innings. He gave up 4 runs. All of them earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. But before we lose our collective minds over him having a little bit of a rough outing today, let's remember a couple of things. First of all, he was pitching in Colorado. And Colorado is the worst ballpark in the league for pitchers. It allows almost 40% more runs than the average ballpark, according to Park Factor. So don't read too much into the tough night from Carlos Rodon. It took him about 4 or 5 innings, really, to get his slider working. It was doing nothing early on. Fastball was good. Fastball was 98, 99 at times. He did have 6 strikeouts. He only had 2 last time, I believe. So, getting more swings and misses. But, home run to Grichuk. And look, Grichuk kills the Yankees. He is what people would call a Yankee killer. I even went and saw him in spring training at George M. Steinbrenner Field, and he had a couple of home runs. I mean, no matter what time of year, no matter what team he's playing for, he always finds a way to just stick it right to the Yankees. But the offense started off good tonight. Gleyber Torres led off the game with a line drive single to right field. Always a good sign for him when he's using the right side of the field. He ended up getting 3 hits tonight. And then Giancarlo Stanton followed with a mammoth Stantonian blast, 455 feet, 113.8 miles an hour off the bat. Look, we talked about before the break whether or not having 4 days off would cool off Giancarlo Stanton's bat. At least we know that didn't happen. He did have a couple of hits tonight. He had a bloop double. Good to see him hustling. And obviously the home run, you love seeing the distance, but it only counts for the 2 runs. If you got extra runs for hitting it farther, he would have a lot more production. So the first 2 hitters of Sean Casey's Yankees career, looked pretty good. But after that, things kind of got back to normal. Jeff Nelson said it was pretty clear that Rodon was mechanically off early on. I thought he put it together as the game went on. But after Rodon came out, Mike King didn't have it. He gave up a couple of runs. Abreu gave up a long home run. And the Yankees drop game 1 of the second half. THG says, are we on the fire Casey train yet? Not yet. Let's give him some time to adjust. I gotta say, I love the energy. You never saw that type of stuff from Dylan Lawson. But again, we've talked about this a number of times. I talked about it with Pete before the game. I talked about it on Foul Territory. I talked about it a little bit when we announced that he got fired. Dylan Lawson was kind of the fall guy, kind of the scapegoat. The team has clearly underperformed. The team has clearly just completely aged. DJ LeMahieu looks completely lost. Rizzo hasn't hit a home run in almost 2 months. So he's got his work cut out for him, Casey. I don't think it's entirely Lawson's fault. I think that there's definitely some roster construction issues. You still got a lineup full of right-handed hitters. And obviously without Judge, everybody's a little worse. The lineup is a little bit thinner in the middle. Well, a lot thinner. About 282 pounds thinner. Oh, what a tough night to open up the second half. Yanks fan 84 says West Coast pitchers can't pitch in New York. Dude, first of all, it was Colorado, not New York. And second of all, it's a second start. Come on. He's still not even stretched out all the way. He threw 88 pitches. I thought his stuff was good. I thought he had a good fastball. The slider got better as the day went on. He pitched great his first time out. That's just a rough take. That is just a...
Shut up, bitch!
Landon says nothing that Ohtani can't fix. Selling at the deadline is the only option. I think that's a contradiction there. I don't think the Yankees are going to get Ohtani. I don't even think that the Angels are going to trade Ohtani. Look, he makes them so much money. And from a business standpoint, he's going to make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars over the next couple of months. And if you don't trade him, you still got a chance to re-sign him. If you trade him, you're basically saying we have no chance to sign him. But you never know. He might like playing for the Angels. I'm sure he wants to win. I'm sure he would have a better chance to win with the Dodgers or the Braves, even the Yankees. I don't think he wants to play on the East Coast either. You know, when he came to America, he very briefly met with the East Coast teams, the Yankees, the Red Sox. It was figured that we would have a really good shot to sign him. And then, it's late. And then, he just kind of spurned everybody and signed with the Angels. That was a surprise. That was a very big surprise. And he doesn't really like the media, doesn't speak to the media very much. So I can't imagine him coming to New York. Wolfgang Almeida says, do you think Hal can learn from the Giants and clean house with a new GM? I hope so. I wouldn't count on it, though. I would not count on it. Because Hal seems to be very loyal to Brian Cashman. They've been working together a long time. They're friends. They kind of share the same philosophies. And the team has made the playoffs a lot under Cashman's reign. But I think it would be an error to stick with somebody just because he's your friend. I think there's a modern way of thinking about baseball that I don't know that Brian Cashman has. I don't know that the Yankees front office in general has it. You know, guys like Fishman, been there forever. You know, I was a big proponent of this offseason bringing in Theo Epstein. I don't think he wants to do it. I think he wants to be like a commissioner or maybe own a team or something like that. But I thought it would have been great to bring him in. You know, Jeter got mentioned a lot as a possible GM. He was an owner, but I don't think that he wants to be the GM of the Yankees. If he did, I'm sure he could get the job eventually. He's still a young man. He's going to be there. He's going to be around long after Cashman, probably. And he said that he would trade for Soto. William M. says, do you think we get Soto? I do not. Look, the price is exponential. One Juan Soto or one Shohei Ohtani is different because he's really two players in one. But one Juan Soto I don't think fixes this team. I got killed on Twitter for saying that. Because yes, the Yankees do need a left-handed bat. And yes, he is a very good bat. But really what the Yankees need is like 2 or 3 good hitters. You need Soto plus 2 other guys. And if you trade for Soto, you're going to give up so much to get him that you're not going to be able to get anybody else. I'm sorry. Don't get your hopes up for Juan Soto. If he gets moved, it'll be to, someone who has a ton of young talent in the farm that they're willing to part with. Yankees don't have that. I'm sorry. Are the Yankees in last place now? They were a game ahead of the Red Sox coming into tonight. They are now tied with the Red Sox in last place, and I think the Red Sox may have beaten the Yankees more. So the Yankees in last place.
Oh my gosh. Does that suck?
Samantha T says, Hal is too afraid to fire his friend.
Bing!
Anyway, I just feel like Cashman has a job for life. He's like a Supreme Court justice. He's going to die in office. Even when he got pulled over by the cops and they thought he was like the Scranton Strangler or something, that didn't even affect him. Went right to work the next day. Let's take a look at the box score here. All right. We got the standings up. So we'll take a look at the standings first. Rays in first place, 58-35. Yankees bringing up the rear, 49-43 on the season. Very, very tough. I thought we would be better than this, but it honestly doesn't surprise me that the offense has been as bad as it is. We didn't do much to fix it. We didn't get any other bats to assist Aaron Judge. And now with Judge out, we're seeing the same team that we saw last year. My alarm on my fire alarm is chirping. And it's been chirping since about 2 minutes into this broadcast, and it's driving me absolutely bonkers. This episode is brought to you by the Game Time app. It's the best place to get last-minute tickets if you happen to be in Colorado to check out the Taylor Swift concert, just like Frankie Baseball is tonight. If you happen to be there and you want to go catch the Yankees, you can pull up the Game Time app, and you can get tickets very cheap. There is rainout protection. It is no hassle at all. Use the code NYY Recaps for $20 off. Lowest price on last-minute tickets, guaranteed. 330M Broken Glass says you can only answer yes or no. As of today, do we make the playoffs? I don't think so. Sorry. Look, it's okay to miss the playoffs once in a while, as long as you're getting, good draft picks and building towards something. The problem is the Yankees typically draft for shit. They've had a couple of guys that have hit. Judge was great, or is great. Volpe looks like he's going to be a good first-round draft pick and do something. But, for every one of him, there's like a Blake Rutherford or James Caprillion. A lot of them don't work out. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Armando Gomez says, the only way I watch a game is if they get Soto or Ohtani, other than watching my NYY Recaps postgame. Look, I wouldn't get your hopes up for either one of those guys, but I think there's real potential if Brian Cashman has the cojones. If he can somehow gather up the bulls over there to put the pieces in place, he could go out and pull a Nomar type of move from 2004 with the Red Sox. I've been saying this all along. Get multiple pieces, Even if you got to switch out some brand name guys. You got to trade Rizzo. If he starts hitting between now and August, maybe you deal him, even though he's a great lefty, but you could get, a couple of other lefties, right? You could move. Oh, well, you probably just release Donaldson at this point. You could move Glaber. You could you could move any number of players. You could move Luis Severino. But you got to get back some younger players. You got to get back some more athletic players. You got to get back somebody who hits for contact. We need some guys on this roster hitting 290. Look at these batting averages, 257. And that's one of our best ones, our leadoff guy. 211, 257 from Rizzo also, and he was 300 a couple of months ago. 250 from Bader. 147 from Donaldson, another tough night. LeMahieu, 224. IKF, 251 with no power. 237 from McKinney, he's fallen off. 213 from Volpe. 236 from Higashioka. 155 from Cordero. 211 from Trevino. We've got to do better, folks. We have got to do better. Derek Q says Soto, Sanchez, Machado, Tatis all went deep today. Look, and that just goes to show you, like, you can line up all the names you want, but look at their record. Look at their record. The Padres are 44-47. They're worse than us. Now, they don't have a bullpen, really, other than Hader. But, it's just proof that names don't win you ball games. You got to play baseball still. You got to still play the game the way it's meant to be played. All right, guys, I am going to call it an early night. Obviously, this was a boring game to watch from a Yankees fan standpoint. But they play again tomorrow. There will be no, and I know I say this occasionally, there will be no recap on Sunday. I have a commitment I cannot get out of. So enjoy the game, but I will be back after tomorrow night's game. I will see you then. Ball game over.
Most impressive.